Hi everyone, it's Karen here from Dark Moon Emporium, and in today's video I've been using my XTool F1 laser with XTool Creative Space to personalise a gift for a friend. I saw these fast charging cables that have got a bamboo disc on them in a Facebook group I belong to, where one of the group members had taken some of these and had engraved them with his, I think it was his business logo. And I thought, you know what, that would be a lovely idea for a gift. So I got onto the interwebs, ordered some. They were from Alibaba. I had to buy 20. They arrived really quickly, considering they were coming from China. And they came in time for me to make a Christmas gift for a friend. I've already given that gift, so I don't have it here to show you, but I do have a photo. And if you stay with me, I will show you what I do. Here we are in XTool Creative Space, and I'm going to begin a new project. And because the last time I used XTool Creative Space, I was using my F1, so it's opened onto the F1 workspace. And it's connected, which is good. So I'm going to begin by creating a rectangle. And I'm holding down my Shift key on my keyboard as I drag my mouse across the workspace. And that is going to create a perfect square. Now I need my shape to be 108 millimeters on the side, because that will fit exactly into the base plate. And I'm going to select it, align center, and I'm going to give it a radius of 5. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to change that to a cut before I forget. Next thing we're going to do, I'm going to use the circle, and I'm going to again hold down my Shift key as I drag my mouse across. That's a bit on the large side. And I know I want this to be 55 millimeters in diameter. Now, because I've got the aspect ratio locked, I only have to enter that into one of the width or height boxes, because they're both going to be the same. And I'm going to align that to the center. So I'm just going to check that everything is exactly where I want it to be. And I think I'm going to make this 107 millimeters. I think that will be enough. If it's not, I'll have to come back afterwards and make it 108. But I just wanted just skimming on the inside. So let's remake that to align center. And I think that's pretty good. Select everything. And I'm just going to check the alignment again because I'm paranoid. Everything's selected by holding down my Shift key as I drag my mouse across. And I'm going to hit here on Make Compound Vector. And what that does is now cut a hole out of that shape. Rather than it being a circle on top of the square, it's now a hole in the square, and you can check that by hitting engrave, and as you can see, that is definitely a hole in the middle. So I go back to cut, and I'm going to come up here and click on canvas 1, and I'm going to add a canvas. Back over here, right mouse click and select copy. And down here, right mouse click and paste. I could have used the Command C and the Command V keys. I just like to use my mouse wherever possible. Again, back up to align center, and I'm going to go back to work on canvas 1. So I want to cut a channel through the middle of the of my template. So I'm going to go back to rectangle, and I'm going to draw a long skinny rectangle so that I'm not holding down my shift key this time. I'm just drawing it right through the middle of my shapes. Now I want it to be, actually I haven't done a bad job of estimating that. I want it to be 10 millimeters wide. I don't want to do anything to the length, so I'm going to unlock the aspect ratio and hit enter, and I'm now going to select everything again. Hold down my shift key and select that as well. Make sure I've got everything selected. And this time I'm going to align. I'm going to do horizontal align center. And I'm going to subtract the top shape from the bottom shape. And now I'm going to be ready to cut these shapes, and I'm going to cut them out of cardboard. So I'm going to change my output to cut. I've got a preset for card. I did a test cut on the bit of card I had, and it was just not cutting quite enough. So I'm just going to up the power just a little bit. So I've got blue light, power of 85, speed of 20, 1 pass. And I'm going to come over to my second canvas, and I'm going to do the same thing there. So I'm going to change my power to 85. My speed is still on 20, 1 pass. And now I'm ready to send that over to my F1. I've cut all my pieces of cardboard and I've glued them together, and while the glue is setting up, I'm going to work on my design. So I'm going to leave canvas 1 where it is for the time being, and I'm going to go to canvas 2, and I'm going to select the object, and I'm going to turn off the output because I don't need that anymore. And I'm going to again draw a circle, and this one, let me check my notes, is going to be 42.5 millimeters. So holding down my shift key, dragging across the canvas, let go of the mouse, let go of the shift key, and change the diameter to 42.5 and center that. Right, so that is going to be my working area. And I'm just going to select everything, and I'm going to group. And this layer is just going to be my guideline layer. This is going to be a little gift for my friend's husband, because he's been very, very patient about chauffeuring her around to meet up with me so that we can go out and have fun. And I'm going to begin by closing down the canvas view because I don't need it now. And I'm going to pick up my text tool, and I'm going to click anywhere on the canvas for the moment. And I'm going to change that to engrave, and I'm going to move this to another layer. Close that off. Okay, so at the moment it says hello. It's 72 point, and it's in the Lato or Lato font, and it's going to be way too big. So let's shrink that down, and let's change the text to Chris, because that's his name. And I'm going to change the font or typeface strictly speaking. And I was working on this earlier on, and the one that I liked is called Barrette. There it is. So let me bring that in and center it, and that looks about right. Okay, so I'm going to do more than just the word Chris. So I'm going to pick up text again, and let me move that to the red layer. No, I didn't want to do that. Make sure I'm on my text. Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, so I want to put more than just Chris's name. So I'm going to, again, select the text tool. And I'm just going to click and change that to engrave. Make the Barrette font. And let's make it about, I don't know, let's go with 16 points to begin with. That looks about right. And let's change it to the red layer. Okay, so what I want to say is the man, the myth, the legend. So let's, I have done a little bit of practice on this, so I'm going to start with the man, and then I'm going to put a little dash, and then I'm going to go with the myth. Oh, that was an underscore. I want a dash. That's better. The legend. And I'm going to add a dash at the end of it because I want it to wrap right the way around the circle. Ooh, come back. Where are you going? Okay. Let me close off this this layer dialogue because I don't want that. Okay. So now I'm going to go away. Stop it. Accidentally set it to vector. Okay, that's what I want. So I've selected the text, and I'm going to click here on this thing that looks like a little windscreen wiper. Well, it looks like a windscreen wiper to me anyway. And oh dear me, no, that's not right at all. Let's go back and start again. So I want to put more than just Chris's name onto this. So I'm going to select my text tool again, and I'm on the red layer, which is where I want it to be. I'm going to change my typeface, my font, to Barrette. And I'm going to make it about a 16 point, I think, to begin with. We can alter it later. And we're going to set that to engrave, and now I'm going to type the text that I want, which is the man, and then a little dash, the myth, a little dash again, and the legend. Oops, I need a space there, and then a little dash, and I'm putting a dash at the end because I want to curve this round into a circle. Now I may need to do some adjustment to the font size. We'll see how it looks right here. I didn't want to do that. Go away. I just want to select the text. That's right. And I want this little gadget here that looks like a windscreen wiper. Okay, so with that selected, and I'm just going to curve this around till it all meets up again, and I'm going to see how well that fits. And I think it could be a little tiny bit smaller, so let me change the font size to 15, and that seems to work quite well. And again, align center, and this is going to be an engrave layer, and this is going to be engraved onto the bamboo panel that's on the charger. So for this layer, and let me select that as well, so I've got everything selected, that's fine. I'm going to come up here to where it says user defined material, and I did find this quite confusing when they changed this in the latest incarnation of XTool Creator Space. It took me a while to find the settings, so I'm going to show them to you now. And I click on that, and that brings up lots and lots of settings. And if there's a setting there, there isn't a setting there that I want, I can go to more XTool materials, but I'm going to use the setting for 3mm basswood, which I've used before and I found works quite well. So I'm going to go with that, and I'm going to confirm, and there you go. Look, I've got all of my settings there. So if I click on that, this means I can adjust things a bit. And bamboo is a funny wood. It's not actually a wood, it's actually a grass. And you can get some very dodgy results with it. Now I'm going to be covering the panel with blue tape. So I'm going to up my power a little bit, and we'll see how that gets on. Okay. So let's click back on that, and now I am ready to process my phone charger. Checking the framing, and that looks pretty good to me. Okay, let's go. I'm going to add paint to the engraving before I remove the masking tape, and to help prevent the paint from spreading to where I don't want it, I'm going to give it a couple of coats of sealer. So once everything was dry, I peeled off the tape, and I gave the bamboo a rub over with some fine sandpaper to clean up any bits where the paint got where I didn't want it. And here's the final result. Now, I did give this to my friend before I filmed this part of the video, but I did remember to take a photo. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if so, I'd love it if you would give me a thumbs up. I know I've been away from YouTube for quite a while. I was moving house over the summer, but I will be posting again soon. So if you think you'd like to see more from me, then please do go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, goodbye, and thank you for watching.